All right. So, if you hate selling as much as I used to, then this episode is perfect for you. I'm going to give you my strategies for dealing with it and how to move forward and sell your courses. So, let's jump in.
Welcome to the Course Creators HQ podcast, helping you navigate the latest techniques for creating and marketing online courses. And now, here is your host, Julie Hood.
Hey, so this is going to be such a fun episode. I have a great story to tell you about how all this came together. But before I do that, I just wanted to mention that Course Profits Accelerator is closing very soon. I wanted to give you a special discount because you're a podcast listener. So you can get $200 off when you use the code PODCAST. And the link is in the show notes, so you can go check it out. It's coursecreatorshq.com/CPA. And this is my program to help you find your students and sell your courses. So, you don't have to keep running around from one shiny thing to another every time you get a new person telling you this is the ultimate way to get in front of your audience. We actually use my Course Profits Blueprint that has taken me forever to put together, but it maps out your customized plan of, work on this now, save this for later, really focus and get these things done so we can get you going and in the right direction. And then it really, really helps clarify what you should be doing. Plus, we just have fun hanging out together. So we're closing October the 5th, so don't wait to sign up and use that podcast code so that you get a discount. Okay, so let me start you off with a story all about selling. So it was a Saturday night way back when I was in college. So yes, years and years ago. But I was sitting in the computer lab working on this crazy complicated computer program because my degree was computer science. And I kept trying to make it work. I was trying to find the bugs and the problems, and no matter what I did, I could not fix this stupid program. And I was sitting there, and it hit me that night that if I continued in this direction, if I continued, my entire life would be like this, where I never quite knew how long something was going to take in order to fix these programs. Because, sometimes it'd be like a missing semicolon, and you could find that in the next 5 minutes, or it could take you 6 hours. And I recognized that was just going to make me miserable to never know how long something was going to take. And I will tell you, just about made me cry, because at this minute my major was computer science, and suddenly I realized I don't want to do this. That's kind of a rough moment when you're in college. So I decided I really liked business and had all through high school. And so I thought, well, I'm going to take some business classes and I'll kind of have that as a backup. So I took some accounting and finance, and I ended up getting a certificate in accounting, which came in handy later on, and did get me a job outside of computer programming. But the one big lesson that I want you to know about all of this is that there was one class that I avoided like crazy, and that was all the marketing classes. I didn't have to take marketing, so I didn't take them because I was like, who wants to be that pushy used car salesman type? I am not going to do marketing. No way will I ever have to deal with any of that. So I'm not taking any of those marketing classes. Well, look what happened. The best laid plans. Because now I'm out helping people sell their courses. But if you think about it, when you're trying to sell your courses, you don't have to be like the pushy folks who are constantly getting in people's way and like almost, I don't know, shoving it down their throat kind of things. There's so much better ways to do it. And so that's what I want to talk about today. Because if you really hate selling as much as I do, then there's 3 big shifts that I want you to make in the way that you think about this, because it will make it so much easier to not only communicate with your audience, but help sell your courses. So the first one is, I want you to think about setting up your course business and frame it in the way in your mind to know that you are helping people instead of selling to them. Because if you think about it, if you've got the solution that can help someone, then you really have this obligation to share it with them. And it's up to them if they want to buy it. But you do have that obligation to help them out. So, for example, if I can help you sell your courses, I really need to make sure you know that I can help you with that. And I'll tell you, if somebody can help me keep my house clean faster, please tell me about that. I need that one desperately. I need that course. So if you could frame it a little bit differently in your own mind of, I am out doing these things in order to help people make their lives better, improve what they've got, what they're doing, improve their family lives. Like, that feels better than feeling like you're trying to push a product on them. So part of this really comes from being vulnerable with what you share, so that people understand that you have been through similar situations to them. You know how hard it can be, and you know how that difficult it is, because then they can recognize, oh yeah, I'm having trouble with this too, and this person has figured it out, so they're probably the person who can help me. They get to that point where they believe that you know what it's like, you know what was the challenge, and that you're willing to share the solution that you found. So sharing and helping feels a whole lot better than pushy selling. And then the second thing I want you to think about and frame in your head is that the more you are able to sell, the more people that you help, the more you'll be able to help going forward. So let me dig into this a little bit more, because there's several layers to this. So let's say you can't sell your courses and you aren't able to get it in front of your audience. So that means you're going to have to go do something else or get a job or whatever. And because of that, your course will not be able to help the audience that you're trying to reach. But the opposite of that is also true. The more courses that you can sell and the more budget that you have to work with, that gives you way more ways that you can get in front of your people. You'll have a little bit more capital to work with. So maybe you're buying ads, or maybe you're doing bundles or giveaways where you have to pay in order to get in front of people. But you do need some budget, not only to get in front of folks, but just to survive and have your own business. Like, it has to work or you have to stop. So it's really okay that you're trying to sell as many as you can, because there's the after effect of that is not only good for you, it's also good for all of the other people that you're able to meet. And then the last thing I will tell you that I think could really help the way that you're selling is, don't consider the conversations and the interactions you have with your audience as one thing and then your sales as a different thing. Like, it's all one conversation. So reframe it in your mind so that they kind of flow a little bit more easily for you. It's more kind of like, hey, this is what I've got going on right now, instead of, oh my goodness, you have to sign up for this today, if that makes sense. It's a much more integrated kind of conversation. You don't want to do this like switching over from conversing and interacting and talking to, okay, now I'm in sales mode. What we really want it to be is more of a, oh my goodness, by the way, here's what's going on, and I've got this thing coming up and would love to have you. Here's how it can help you. Come join us. So I hope that gives you a few ways to just kind of think about it in your own mind and feel good about the fact that you are helping people with your courses and that it's okay to sell. And I know there's some of you that this is not an issue and you don't have to worry about it, but for other folks who were a little more like me, who were anti-marketing 100%, it is a bit of a challenge, and you do have to reframe it in your brain and like shift your mind around how you're doing it and how you are approaching your audience. Because as long as you are 100% confident that your course can help people and that it's worth what you're selling it for, the rest of it sort of can fall into place for you. So that's kind of my break point, is like, get to that confidence level, do some beta tests with people if you're not quite sure yet, and get that course to the place where you know that it is a good solution for people. All right, so hopefully that's helpful. The last little tip I would give you is maybe do some journaling around this if it's really hanging you up. There might be some other things that you could think about or address, and let me know. I can always use it, and we can talk about it on the podcast if there's something else related to that. All right, and then I want to send out a huge thank you to Valerie Hall, because she wrote an incredible review for us for the podcast, and thanks so much for your kind words. She wrote, "I'm thinking about an online mini course for non-techies. It'll be a quick start guide to beginning podcasting. I'm 100% committed to working with her in the fall of 2022. And Valerie has the Wealth, Yoga, and Wine podcast. So thanks so much, Valerie. I appreciate the 5-star review and for your kind words and taking the time to go post that. Thanks so much. And thank you for listening to this podcast. I appreciate you. Thanks for listening, following, subscribing, whatever it is in the app that you use. It's so much fun to get to speak with you every single week. So thanks for being here, and we'll catch you on the next episode. Have a fantastic week and go sell those courses.